The video game you are about to play is extremely unpleasant. If you are interested in casting magic spells or saving the Earth from alien invasions, you might as well stop right now. If a happy ending is important to you, you would certainly be better off with something else. In this game, not only is there no happy ending, there is no happy beginning, and very few happy things in the middle. This is because not very many happy things happened in the lives of the three Baudelaire children, who are Violet, the oldest, her brother Klaus, and their very young sister, Sunny. Sunny was at an age where one mostly speaks in a series of unintelligible shrieks, which most people had trouble understanding. For instance,
Jack!
Mr. Poe? From the bank?
Children, I'm afraid I must inform you of an extremely unfortunate event. I'm very sorry to tell you this. Your parents have perished in a fire that destroyed your entire home.
perished is a word which here means they were lost forever to everyone who loved them, and that the world had suddenly become a lonely and sinister place in which the children had to see their way.
I know you must feel awful right now, but I have some very good news for you. As the executor of your parents' estate, I've made arrangements for you to live with your dear uncle, Count Olaf. Consider yourselves lucky, children. He's an actor by trade. Generosity is rare in his profession.
We don't know a Count Olaf.
Hello, hello, hello. I am your beloved Count Olaf. And welcome to my humble dwelling, or in the words of the great French poet Ovid, mi casa et su casa. Violet, enchanté.
How do you do?
And this must be Klaus.
Ovid was Roman. And he didn't speak Spanish. And he never said that.
Klaus!
What a darling child. I have it underlined. I'll show you later.
Yahoo!
Mr. Poe, I will raise these orphans as if they were my own. Now, where do I sign for the fortune? Children. How do we get this done?
Oh, you won't officially have guardianship until the hearing Thursday morning.
I see. And what am I to do with them until then?
Excuse me?
Nothing? Never mind.
Yes. Well, I'd better be getting back to the bank.
Oh, can't you stay? I was going to pull out some board games, followed by face painting, and make your own sundae. Well, if you must go.
Now, children, remember, if you need anything, feel free to contact me at the bank.
Orphans, let me show you around the house. And after all your chores are done, ski, this is where you'll sleep, time permitting. As you can see, I've stocked the place with a multitude of jollies, knickknacks, and paddywhacks for your amusement. I find that giving is the greatest gift of all. Whew. If I had music behind me, you'd be crying right now. By the way, there's a small rat infestation problem in the house. Make yourself useful and take care of it. I do it myself, but I find rats to be deeply unpleasant.
Just great to go back to real hardware.
Perhaps there's something about them that reminds me of myself.
Klaus, that was a very big rat.
How are we gonna get rid of rats? Exterminators use traps and poisons. We don't have anything.
Like many people, Violet Baudelaire was afraid of rats and didn't want to have anything to do with them. Unlike many people, she was also a brilliant inventor. Anyone who knew Violet well could tell she was thinking very hard when her long hair was tied up in a ribbon to keep it out of her eyes.
I've got an idea for a device that'll do the job. I'll need a spring, a broom, a coffee can, and that boxing glove.
I think you have to turn it up. Is anyone out there?
Both Baudelaire children will be needed on this adventure. Try switching to Klaus now.
Right button.
Well
Okay.
done. At times, the children will be faced with more laborious tasks. A phrase which here means pushing heavy objects across the room. Nice work. While jumping is only recommended for people with strong knees or insects in their trousers, let's give it a go. Stealing is a very impolite habit, and it is something you should never, ever, ever, ever do. Borrowing, on the other hand, is tolerable. Collect that boxing glove now. Even the smartest person in the world can be forgetful at times. If you've forgotten what you're looking for, this list should do the trick.
Nothing's happening.
Once you
Okay,
feel
there it
you've
goes.
spent enough time in this dreadful place, you may leave through that door.
It's my turn.
Wait, how did we attack?
It's my turn.
There has to be a way we can attack. Oh, because we don't have, like, combat yet. Because we need to build a mechanic. Okay.
In these dark moments, when their spirits were down, one thing always made the children feel better. Memories of their late mother and father. who they missed very much.
We can't leave yet. We still have a task to complete.
With gliding ability. Oh, it's just water dripping.
It's locked. But I can see inside. It looks like some sort of supply closet.
Look at this. It's a ventilation shaft.
Klaus Baudelaire loved books. Nothing pleased him more than spending an afternoon filling up his head with their contents. And everything he read, he remembered.
I read a book about home ventilation once. From the size and age of the house, I'd say this is part of an old remote-mounted multiport system. It should connect to other nearby vents and may lead to rooms behind locked doors.
Sonny, you up for a challenge?
While I personally am not a fan of small, dark spaces, Sunny Baudelaire was extremely brave for her age.
Hard to see with this. The brightness is like way off.
Sonny, try biting through the board that's blocking the door.
Surprisingly, we got to that with the first try, though.
Sunny liked to bite things with her 4 very sharp teeth. Sunny didn't enjoy pushing nearly as much as biting, but she would do anything to help her brother and sister.
Thanks, Sonny. I wonder what these are. Maybe we'll need them later.
We'll start with the coffee can. That'll serve as a casing for the device.
Okay.
Next, we'll use the broom. It'll be the handle you hold on to, Klaus. Next up,
There it
the
goes,
spring.
and it's letting
Springs
me.
store and supply energy, which we'll be needing for sure.
I hate the fact that you have to wait for the text.
And last, the boxing
Go
glove.
through.
Guaranteed to deliver a solid punch. And there you have it. I call it the Brilliant Bopper.
Brilliant bopper. I'd like to save. No. Do you have a way of saving? No.
I'll take it from here.
Oh. Okay. That's how we punch stuff now. We can't use her and have her, like, using the item, which is very odd.
I'll take it from here.
It's my turn.
So you can't do an attack. Or, okay, that's interesting.
You can take care of this. Right, Klaus?
Right.
The Brilliant Bopper. Perfect for shaking hands with extremely large people or clearing rats out of a room. Your choice.
Your choice. Hey Dorian, how you doing? Figured I might as well replay this game. Keeping it moving? Yeah, trying to. It does feel a lot better to play on real hardware, although it's a bit of a darker for brightness. I do remember when we first started playing this game, we were doing emulation because I didn't have a capture card yet, but getting back onto the real hardware feels much better. Game has Jim Carrey, right? The movie had Jim Carrey in it. I don't remember if the games, if they actually used Jim Carrey in it as well. I don't know if they use the same exact voice actors. But basically the model is based off of the characters from the movie. So I'd assume it'd be Jim Carrey. Yeah, because this was way, way, way back when Nickelodeon was a thing. This is the old version. Because I think at one point in time, I want to say it's Netflix that tried to go for a TV version of the books. And that one was completely screwy. They purposely made it look more of a comedy more than making it like how the books are, the way the movie is. It's very weird. Yeah, Jim Carrey plays as Count Olaf. I believe so. But I don't know if they used the exact same lines in the game. Yeah, RetroTink usually fixes a lot of stuff with colors and game brightness. Yeah, if I had a RetroTink, that'd be nice, but unfortunately I don't have the money to chuck out at something like that. So I basically just use an adapter. GameCube have both, yeah, it's Model 1. It's the black model. So it's the exact same one that is showing in the, overall thing that's on my, what is it? Overlay? But basically, yeah, it has both outputs. It's the original model. Got the same one as yours and the silver one with just AB. Oh yeah, because the later models didn't have that extra port in it. Couldn't I technically use the Wii cable and just plug that in and use that? Maybe it'd upscale it a bit, because I believe it's the same port. It's it's not the normal AV one, but then there's the secondary one that's on the back. I believe that port takes exactly the same cable that the Wii does. I'm not 100% sure, but wouldn't that one work a lot better with the GameCube? I'd have to try.
It's my turn.
Because right now I'm using the same one that I used for Nintendo 64, that port, where you just plug in the same exact cable. I still do have all the cables to my Wii. I just never really play my Wii because the Wii remote is for some reason gone during travels somewhere along the way. But the system still works just fine. If I had my Wii remote, I'd probably be playing this on my Wii with a lot better overall viewpoint on it. Because my Wii is the very first model that actually does allow you to play with the actual GameCube controller and everything. And even use memory cards. I remember playing Wind Waker on that thing. Yeah, the weird thing is, my model on the Nintendo 64 is black, but it came with the original blue controller, which later I found out that's not a normal thing apparently with a black model, which is very odd, because apparently like the other ones are like a different color for the controllers. Like the blue one was the original one that came with the original console version. But that was like the standard color. I forget what the original color of the GameCube was. I think it was like a purplish. But then like the black model was like the next one up. And I don't remember what the controller color is supposed to be with that model. But mine is also a refurbished system. So it somewhat does make sense why I have like the original controller. Because probably GameStop just did not know what controller to put in with it. Yeah, a lot of my consoles were like refurbished when I got them. I think, what was it? N64, I want to say it was either refurbished or
Good
used.
at this. Let's keep looking.
GameStop retro stuff gonna be hit and miss. It's a lottery, yeah. Most of the time, though, luckily I had not much of a problem with all the system I got from them. So, like, what was it? N64 I got. I don't think that one was from GameStop. That one was just traded to me from some other place. GameCube was refurbished. That was the very first system that I got from GameStop. PS2 was brand new in the box and everything. What was the next system? The Wii, I believe, was refurbished. And that one worked just fine, always. But for some reason they didn't wipe the memory before they gave it to me. So I have the account of whoever that basically was using the system before me. So, like, all their games are just stashed on there. Plus, like, the Majora's Mask copy that I bought on there, it's like, whatever. I mean, it's a temporary credit card that I could have used at some point. It's like, fuck it, I want to play Majora's Mask, so I bought it on there at one point. It's like, whatever, you know, it's $10. If I have to, some point down the road, I'll buy the N64 copy. Fuck it. But, yeah.
No need for this now, but it could be useful later.
And then the next system I got after the Wii was Xbox 360, which I got brand new. The first one, for some reason, got a little bit screwed up because of the disc drive. And it's the what is it? Not the arcade, but the Kinect model. So basically, when you stand it up, because of the way the disc drive is, they don't have it to where like the disc drive mounts the disc inside of there. It just sits there, sort of. So like, if you were to move the console, you could accidentally make the disc flop around in there, and then just like it'd get jammed inside the disc drive. So that's how my first 360 got screwed up. So it got pulled back to GameStop, and then they just basically pulled the disc out with somehow. Apparently they used a spoon or whatever. I don't know what it was. But I was told that they were using like a spoon or whatever to get the disc out. Anyways, this came back to me. And then they gave me a brand new console for the Xbox 360 again. And then after that, I believe I got the PS4, which was brand new, and then the PS3. And then the last system I got from GameStop was the Wii U. It's a refurbished model, but it's a Zelda one, and it actually is all well done and everything. It doesn't have any issues, surprisingly.
The telescope is pointing at those houses. Who's Count Olaf watching? The telescope is pointing at those houses. Who's Count Olaf watching?
But yeah, like most of my consoles were just like refurbished over time. It's just like, this is interesting. Keep getting refurbished consoles Like, well, I mean, apparently it's cheaper, and apparently, like, they're supposedly better at that time. I'm just like, whatever. But then after I found out what they were doing to the Xbox 360s and stuff, like, where they were, like, hijacking it to where, like, it was making it to where they'd fail if it was used and they made it refurbished, at that point I started learning, no, it's just whatever GameStop does there for their decision. Basically, on each individual console, they just do whatever with it. So, like, certain GameStops will literally, like, hijack the Xbox 360 to make it to where, like, it will, like, fail. So, like, they have to be taken back.
It's a telegram.
But it'll be taken back within so many days of the warranty. It's like, oh, wait, 30-day warranty? Alright. Or 90-day warranty, whatever it is. And it's like, okay, take it back there. And then it's like, well, the warranty is out. You're going to have to buy a new Xbox 360.
P.S. The world is
And you won't get much money back when you're trying to return it.
It says
because
that
it was
it was
used.
delivered by the very fast delivery
Even from the
service.
beginning. But if you get the system brand new,
There are often secrets to be
and
found.
if it doesn't
Investigating
die
the
within, like, the
bird
first
and
year or
orphans,
two,
this will be
I
a
think
good
it is,
place
then
to keep
Microsoft
track.
will replace it for you. So yeah, GameStop is a little bit jank. I learned. But I was like willing to risk it with the Breath of the Wild when it first came out. I was like, alright, fucking Switch is like $500, or I go get a Wii U for like $170. It's the Zelda version with 32 gigs of storage. And that would be just perfect enough for me. Zelda edition plus the freaking 32 gig, which is the bigger storage model. Yes, I'm taking that.
We'll need to find a key for this.
Oh no, this house is
And I
overrunning.
just figured, you know what? Let's see what happens. How bad could this be at this point? Like, have they still been bad with like all their stuff that they've been doing? Find out. And then luckily I got like a really good model, everything, and nobody really fucked up the Wii U system before I got it. But I did like reformat the storage before I ended up using the Wii U. I actually completely wiped the system. That way I'd make sure that there's nothing on there before I started using it.
We should find the kitchen. I bet most of them are in there.
And then recently, what was it, like a few months ago, I modded the system. But before that, it was all retail. But in order to go into modded mode, there needs to be an SD card in there with the modded OS. So technically, like, the only part of it that's modded is the safety screen part of it. So, like, when you go into, like, this safe and health mode, it'll just boot into there, but then it'll just black screen and then go back to main menu. Unless you have an SD card in there that actually has the modded OS on it, then it'll boot into that modded mode. Otherwise, it won't. So it's mostly just in retail until you do that. But yeah, the reason why I modded the Wii U was just to back up the NAND, first of all, and then also just to see, like, what else the Wii U has, like, potential.
I'm sure this
with
will
it.
come in handy later.
This piano's taking quite a beating. Count Olaf should have it replaced.
So, like, I have Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U. I also have, what was it? Fatal Frame? I don't even remember what game it was, which Fatal Frame it is. It's on the Wii U. But they recently brought it to the Switch
Tempting, but this
and
is the
PC.
home
It's,
of the Guardian. We have
whatever
to
it is.
stay.
Maiden of Black Water or something like that. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, because I like collecting those Fatal Frame games. Fatal Frames, very good. I even have the Japanese Wii exclusive. Which apparently you can patch that to where it'll work in the Wii. To where, like, it will play within, like, American language rather than being completely in
This
Japanese.
is filthy. How can anyone live like this?
Which that might be a fun thing to do eventually.
Great job, Klaus. Let's go tell Count Olaf we're finished.
Did you hear something?
There's a note over here. It's from Count Olaf.
Dear orphans, your handling of the rodent matter was sufficient enough that I'll allow you to clear out the spiders as well. Deal with it quietly. I am rehearsing and will not tolerate interruption.
Spiders? Big? Hairy? Spiders?
I've got an idea. I'll need a funnel, an inner tube, a fork, a fan, and our lunch. We've got the rotten fruit. Let's look around for the other items.
But yeah, I can't wait until, like, I can mess around with my PS2 or
I'm
something
sure
as
these will
well.
come in handy later.
And, like, finally get, like, new memory cards for both the PS2 and the GameCube. So that way we can get, like, a lot more stuff going on the actual consoles themselves. Rather than, like, having to emulate. Because for some weird reason, my memory card has gone to the GameCube. No clue why. And then the PS2 memory cards, the ones that I use are completely full. Like, I played so much of the PS2 back in the day. And so, like, I have 3 memory cards, and they're all full from playing all my PS2 games back in the day. Can't tell you. Defocus. Okay, you need to right trigger that. Oh, don't I need to push this though? I don't get it. Oh. I was like wondering why can I not do anything? Oh, you can just instantly like swap in between the 2 characters. But Dorian, recently I've been messing around with Fallout New Vegas
Key for this.
to get both Fallout 3 and New Vegas working in one go.
We'll need to
But
find
also it allows like for online multiplayer. It's pretty cool. Like I can literally just like send the people like the IP of the server. They can easily connect to it.
Don't move!
It's pretty cool.
I'll show
to be
you
able
what
to do
happens
that.
when you go sneaking around where you're not wanted.
Because I remember like running into so many problems. It's like, how in the heck am I gonna do this in a secure way? I was just always looking for another way of how to do it. How in the world am I gonna do it? And then I finally run across some new server software where you can do tunneling, basically. So like even with a VPN, you shouldn't have any problems with like doing that.
You ain't seen the last of me!
Yeah, cool mods and servers. Yeah.
The telescope is pointing at those houses. Who's Count Olaf watching?
The only problem is getting a team together that's willing to play those. It's like, I put so much effort into it, and then it's like, oh no. Now who's gonna end up playing? Because it's just a matter of getting people together, because like, the problem is like, even with my Discord, for some weird reason, people are more and more just like, not wanting to talk much anymore, and it's like, well, crap. It's like, how do we get more people to hop in on the Discord, to hop in on
Find a key
some
for this.
multiplayer games? There's like Minecraft we've got, which actually have a server that works no problem, that if you can run from a different database that's separate from me. It's like in a completely different area. And then I can do GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, all on PC, and even GTA 4. But technically I can also do GTA 5, but that's its own thing. It's like already a pre-known thing about it. Is it like, well, it's pretty easy. You can either play on normal GTA 5 or you can play on some sort of RP server sort of thing. But like GTA 4 on down all the way back to GTA 3, you can use GTA Connected and you can play together with that. It's pretty cool. I want to do some Medal of Honor, but it's just a matter of like getting some people who's willing to play Medal of Honor. Because there's even multiplayer for that as well. Lego Universe is also another thing. I believe it was a free-to-play game back in the day, but then again, like I keep seeing where it says on the box, where it says something about subscription, but I think the subscription part was for extra features in the game, but I'm not 100% sure, like, what the subscription part of it was. Sadly, I never got to actually play the game when it actually was originally out, but I've recently been playing Lego Universe. Once I got the server up and running, I was like, okay, what the hell, how do I get this running? And I got up and running with, like, my first, like, or no, it was my second try. Yeah, my first try was, like, I was running out of storage. I was like, okay, why is this not working? Oh, because the WSL is having problems with storage because it only runs on my main drive. So I managed to swap around to another drive through some weird complex program. Got that on there, and then it's like, oh wait, WSL won't like port to localhost for it's like testing for some reason. Like, oh crap. So now I can't even play. So then I just tried to do like Ubuntu over like a virtual machine. Try to host it that way. And I was still getting problems with that. So I figured, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do the most complex way and learn how to do Linux-based code on normal like Windows operating system, because there is a way. And you need CMake and Git, which is for like Windows environment to build like with Linux code. So that way you can actually build like Linux code with that into a Windows environment. So like you can click it as an exe file rather than clicking and just like nothing happening. Because it's originally like Linux, and it's like, okay, even on Linux you actually still have to build the server itself. But like then it's like it's in Linux code, it's like, okay, you can tell it to boot with a line of code, and it's like, okay, it boots. But because the port thing, due to like the network code on like in virtual environments, I just could not get it to work right. So I had it running on Windows, and it was like, oh, now I can actually do it over the internet, and I could even port it to myself through localhost, but I can also port it to the internet with a new software that I found that's like for tunneling, which is pretty cool. So now I can do like a universe as well with like lots of people if they ever want to play with it.
Find a key for this.
And I know there's been a lot of people who's been on the Lego Universe like Discords and like the actual like GitHub page for this server, and they're all like, well, if you do public, it's just there's so many issues. So I figured, you know what, feck it, I'm gonna just email the Lego Group themselves, which are the people who are the owners, and they actually sent me a message back about it, and like basically they told me that I could do it, but there's certain rules I have to follow with it. It's like, okay, cool, I just remember it. So basically just like make sure to wherever I actually do post it online for the server, it just to make sure that it's labeled as the Lego Group does not endorse it, but the game itself is made by the Lego Group, but the server itself is not endorsed by Lego Group. And then beyond that point, I think I'm just fine. But on top of that, just for extra safety measures, I'm also going to do to where it's just like I'm not making any profit off of the game as well. So like I'm not going to be like, oh, you have to be a subscriber to play on the server. No, I'm not going to do that. Plus, I don't think the game deserves to be ruined like that. Where it's like, oh, you have to be a subscriber in order to play. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, the only time I ever do that with servers was on my Minecraft server. It's like if you were on my Patreon at one point, there was like where you could have your own like world itself that's on the server. But the server itself, the main part of it, anyone can hop onto. But the world section was like a Patreon only thing, like the word like you could have your own world of your own to run. If you want to invite people to that world, you can.
What are you doing sneaking around?
I was just gonna ask if I could borrow.
Can you hear me? Get lost!
I think that was the only Patreon exclusive thing, or like subscription exclusive thing that I ever thought of. Other than that, there was like to where like you could pay to like get a game voted in, but that system was also built into where like you could do like for normal payment on Twitch, like if I were to become to affiliate, you could do bits or whatever. But then there's also like at one point, like when I do become affiliate, there's also the point system. Now I'd also have it too where like you actually have to grind a whole bunch of points to be able to use it. Sort of like how Turkey's system is, but his is a bot instead of like using Twitch's system. Hold on. My monitor's being a little bit janky. But yeah, I was gonna do it towards like I'm using Twitch's system, so that way I don't have to worry about having a bot take care of the points like how Turkey has it. I'm just gonna use normal Twitch's points, so it's be like, oh, you redeem this amount for
The pool toy.
such and such game. Okay.
For trajectory.
If I currently have it, then you can technically use that. Now, if I don't have it, at that point, if it's on Steam, people could buy it, or if it's some thrown person could buy it. And not necessarily just because you buy it doesn't mean I'd play it. It actually has to be, like, actually, what is it, recommended within the list. Now, if you end up, of course, like, if you were
Next
to
up, the funnel. The
pay
funnel
for the
will
game,
be aimed correctly.
you might get, like, a discount
And last,
through my
the fork.
system to where like you might have to not pay as much, but you still have to have like a voting system within the community. So,
All in all, a crafty piece
yeah,
of
because I don't want to just be like, oh,
the fruit flinger.
just like boom, it's instantly in. Unless, of course, that one person would be like willing to pay all that money. Then of course maybe I do it. So like for like a retro game, I'd say around 20 bucks. If it's a brand new game, depending on if it's a long game or if it's like an MMO, then I might like have it to like towards like have to pay so much. But if it's like a short story based game, as long as I have the game in some way, then I might have it towards like, oh, this might be 20 or 30 bucks at that point. So that way is like you still have to grind out for it, or you might also have to like pay somewhat, even if it's like $5 a month, and it'll slowly get into the system over time. Because I'm not going to be like, oh, if it doesn't make this much by the end of the month for that game, because I know there's also another person who does that, and we're just like, it doesn't reach that value at the end of the month. It's like, okay, put that money towards the whatever elder game for the month. I don't want to do that to the people. I want it to be like, oh, you could put your money that you'd be donating towards the community, which is be like for mine, which is for me. So basically, I can use those funds for whatever. But the donations would be for like whatever game you choose that you want to use over time. And it's like, oh, okay, other people can also donate to that game. It might take them 3 months. It might take them, okay, well, if we're doing $5 a month for a game, that'd be $20 value. You could get it in within 4 months if you're doing $5 a month. You could eventually get that game in. Now, if it's like a $60 game, at that point, it would have to be something probably like an MMO. That'd be like a really, really long game, and it'd have to be probably pretty new. If it's like a normal MMO game, it's like somewhat long, and as long as I don't have to pay for it all the time, like let's say if we were to do a voting of like some new MMO, I don't know, like we could do like Lord of the Rings Online, which would say like, even though that's not new, but like maybe 40 or 50 buck range around there, because of how long of a game it is. So like we'd be swapping in between our normal game for the week, but also doing the MMO throughout the week. And because how long of a game, of course, it'd be a higher value. Now, if it's like a story-based game or an old retro game, then it's gonna be at that $20 value. If it's a brand new game, and if it's still like a story-based game, it might be 30. I won't like up it to a ridiculous amount. Now, if you end up like, oh, I don't have the game, but you want to vote on that game, and if somehow you were to like gift me the game, like let's say the game was like 60 bucks at that point, so basically I'd probably like take, if it was a story-based game that's normally like 30 bucks because it'd be brand new. I don't know why that cut out. It's probably because HDMI cable. I'll have to do some testing with that. But anyways, it's a brand new game. It's story-based, and it's like 60 bucks, and you basically paid for it. Then I'd probably take it off down to like $10 at that point, maybe, and then like, okay, pay $10, and then it's like, boom, it's instantly would be in. It'd be up for whenever you play it, because I don't want it to be like, oh, like all of a sudden like people would just be paying up their butt, like, oh, you know what, get these games in, and then just like nobody wants to see it, and this is like nobody's really wanting to get in on it. It's like, well, then what would be the sense of even trying to play that? Like, that's why I have that system in. So like, also like if it was a retro game and if I didn't have it, so let's say you paid, I don't know, 10 bucks for the game, I'd probably say maybe 15 or maybe even $10, depending on how long the game is. Might even just say $10. Like, if you were to pay the game for like $10, I'd probably give you $10 as in a value that you'd only have to pay for the game. Now, if someone else were to vote on it, and you paid for the game, like let's say someone gave me the game for $10 at that point, but someone else wanted to vote on the game to get in, then it still probably would be at the $20 value. But it would be a discount to the person who bought the game for me at that point. Because I don't want to be like, oh, why I paid for the game, but then it's just like, I can't get the game in immediately. It's like, well, I don't want to be a dick towards like, you still have to pay for like all of that exact same value for it. I still want it to be like, where it's like, if it will still feel like it, like we can still decide on, will it be like a deserving game to be played? So I want it to be like, no matter if you still want to pay for it or if you want to grind out the points and then do it, because the more willing you are able to do it over time means the more willing that like that game might be a good game, and it might be like, oh, okay, then we should look in that game. So like, let's say someone were to go in for a $20 game, they would grind it out for however long it is I have for the point system, and the longer that they're trying to go for it, and if they still are thinking, okay, I should still go for this game, then it'd be like, okay, then yeah, we should go for that game. Because I don't want it to be like, oh, someone just pays for it and get this game immediately. And however, if it was like a retro game I already had, and they paid like $20 for to get it in, then it would be in the list of like games that are going to be played. So basically, like, let's say if we had 3 games in, it'd be in those 3 games that we'd be playing overall throughout the week.
Pleasant. Use the fruit flavor.
So like we do a morning game, a night game, or morning game, afternoon game, and a night game. At that point, if it's like 3 games in the list.
Well, now she's angry.
Because I don't want it to be to where like, oh, someone pays for the game to get it in, and then like there's been 2 other people who's had their like game voted in, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, these other games are being canceled that you've been playing for so long. I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be to where it's like, okay, the game gets in, and if we have a schedule for it, then we probably put it in right away and like be able to play it. Why am I dying so easily? Oh, I know why. Because she has like a health. Okay. It's like where like you can't hit her for so long. Spider.
I'm terribly sorry, but you must try that again.
Dang it. How do I lock? Oh yeah, R, X. Okay. But yeah, like now if we had like all the games in at that point that has been chosen for like the whatever it is, the schedule system, then that game would go in whatever we beat one of the games that's on the list. If it's like an RPG game, we might do a shortened or even a longer, like, scheduled time-wise. It also depends on how many games we have scheduled in at once. Like, if we're doing, like, 2 games, it'd be, like, a morning, and then we'd do, like, even covering it to the afternoon, and then halfway through the afternoon, we'd swap out to the other game. If it's just 1 game, then we'd be probably playing it maybe the entire time, or might like give it a break and then start up again. I have no clue how that even work. If we just have only 1 game on the list.
That was the last one. Our chores are finally done.
Like what we might do just as a normal start session.
When your chores were finished.
probably in the morning, or we might just do it in the like during the night shift.
Ready precisely.
If it's just one game, I'd actually have to take a look at it and see what their schedule is for the person who voted in the game, I guess.
Prolonged exposure to children makes me ill.
None of us know how to cook.
We don't even have a recipe.
Maybe we could ask our new neighbor, Justice Strauss, if she has a cookbook we could borrow.
Because I'd want it to be to where like the person can watch the game live if they want
I'd
to.
love to help you. But
So I'd actually check and see like, okay, what's your schedule like? Is it like the morning shift or night shift?
Library back in order.
And like we
Maybe
could
we can help.
throw that into the
Oh,
schedule system.
Goodness, would you? I'd be so grateful. My most important books are scattered about and must go back in their alcoves. You can tell where each book belongs by matching the title with the design of its display. Please hurry, children. My guests will be here any minute. Good luck.
Now, let's say if we had like 2 games in and then like a third game gets voted in at some point, and if 2 people had the exact same schedule thing,
Garden.
what would happen is just like the extra game would just be put into the extra value one. Glorious Garden.
Hurry,
I don't
Klaus.
know.
It must go somewhere else.
There it is.
Perfect fit. Let's see what's next.
But yeah. Basically what happened is if there's 2 games in that same exact valued area, so like 2 people, let's say 2 people had the schedule except for nighttime. What would happen is the game that's already in there would stay at the same schedule, but the extra third game would just be thrown in on that third part of the schedule. So let's say, I guess technically what we do it is like, let's say 2 people had during the daytime. What would happen is either one of them would be swapped into the afternoon, or it would be the extra game would be put in nighttime, depending on what the schedule is of that second person. Now, if it's already pre-scheduled, it's like, okay, they're in for the afternoon, and the person's in for the morning, and then the new person who voted in the game is in the morning as well. Sadly, we have to put it in the nighttime, because it's like, either way, we're going to try to get that game
I read
to
a
be
book once
played.
about lamps and electricity. The Talented Tourist.
We don't want to let Justice Strauss down.
You don't know where to
It
put
must go
this.
somewhere else.
I hope Justice Strauss isn't too disappointed.
It's good to have one of these around in case of an emergency. The Amazing Athlete.
Keep looking. I know you can do it.
I'll need to keep looking. Nope, not here.
I hope Justice Strauss isn't too disappointed.
This book go to then.
The Splendid Stegosaurus.
Oh, I know where this goes. Saw it earlier.
Hurry, Klaus!
Check that one off the list.
Justice Strauss has quite an extensive library.
The Amazing Athlete.
We don't want to let Justice Strauss down.
I'll need to keep looking.
Chris. No clue where this one goes. Oh, found it.
Come on, Klaus. I know you can do it.
I read a book once about lamps and electricity.
Tourist.
Talented tourist.
Hurry, Klaus.
Check that one off the list.
Okay, so I know how to get up there now with the other book. Where's that other book at?
The Amazing Athlete.
Hurry, Klaus.
Right where it belongs. Another one down.
Files. Okay, so now we got that picture frame unlocked. It's upstairs. It is so weird and janky to play like this. Okay.
The Pleasant Painting.
Because, like, the way the C-stick is so hard to control.
Keep looking. I know you can do it.
Right where it belongs. Another one down.
I don't know if it just is hard because I'm not using C-stick anymore, or if it just is like that way. Weird because it's so slow. Like, look at that slow movement for the camera.
The Majestic Moon. A perfect fit. Let's see what's next.
Children, I don't know what I would have done without you. You've put everything away exactly where it belongs. Oh, and just in the nick of time, I have a wonderful cookbook tucked away on the top level. It's a little hard to get to with all the construction, but if you can find a way up there, you're welcome to take it with you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have guests waiting.
You go up top.
I've got an idea. If I had a book strap and some sort of pull cord, I could attach them to that fire extinguisher to invent a device that will help Sunny jump.
We just pulled it right from our lamp.
Will give Sunny a boost. Next is the book
She
strap.
won't need that.
We'll use to attach
Because
the
turning on her lamp, she can't.
Next, the pull cord. This will allow Sunny to turn the device on and off. Another work of genius, if I do say so myself. I call it the baby booster.
That's a job for Violet.
It's my turn.
Generally, it's better for babies to remain safely on the ground. Sunny Baudelaire, however, was no ordinary baby.
Very weird. It's a platformer. Way, but also it makes sense because of the way the movies were. Or, sorry, the one movie. Came out for it, Okay, so I need to get down there. We probably wondering what's going on with their pipes, why they're shoot out. It's like, why is all these pipes got teeth marks and everything? I don't know.
Noodles, tomatoes, garlic, olives, and anchovies.
Pasta puttanesca. That should do it. Let's head back to Count Olaf's and start looking for ingredients.
狗爸牛牛。
Secret file. Ah, that's what we're looking for. Yeah, all is fine. Don't worry about it. So now since we unlocked it with the secret files, we can now open this. Because before we couldn't, it wouldn't let us. This is the thing in the secret. It's like in the main menu you have to go to. Okay.
So, you decided to waste your time rummaging through old books next door. Funny. I thought I told you to start making dinner.
But we were looking for...
Blah, blah, blah. Do you know what it's like to have to act on an empty stomach? Can you even imagine? This is the pantry. This is where the food is kept. This is where you should be looking. Now get to work.
Knock off. Relax.
It looks like that switch opens the door, but none of us are tall enough to reach it.
I've got an idea. We'll need a tripod, a piano wire, and those snowshoes.
I think you were trying for the command relaxed, Dorian. You just did normal relax. I could be wrong, but...
Wait a minute. Wait a minute! Everybody just relax, Jake. Relax, please. Okay.
Yeah, surprisingly that works just fine now. But if it does work up again, Stream almost told me just to redo the overlay. Like literally just reassign it. I don't know if it was something that they bugged out in like OBS updates or what it was. But good thing it's actually working now. So yeah, we also unlocked the portrait that's upstairs. We were trying to unlock earlier, but we couldn't. We didn't have enough secrets unlocked. Oh, crap. Die. The weird jumps to the hallways. Don't mind me. Don't. Why is it getting all janky like that? That's weird. I saw like the starry frame right there for a few seconds. I was like, I'm not emulating anything. I'm not running anything on my computer really other than OBS. Just the system, I guess, has decided like, you know what? We'll lag it a bit. You're going too quick. Yeah, you can't access this area unless you get the secrets. And which each individual of these areas that you unlock just has a secret package just for the extras menu. Just pop it along to the hallways. Oh wait, you had the key?
We'll need to find a key
Nope.
for this.
It won't budge.
Then how will we get at the piano wires inside?
Oh, I remember this.
Wait a minute.
So
I've
weird.
read about this. It's a Vibraphonic Deluxe. Once the most prestigious name in grand pianos.
What happened?
The piano suffers from a fatal flaw. The parts are so precise and delicate that certain melodies can create acoustic resonance.
Acoustic resonance is a term which here means powerfully intensified sound waves caused by vibrations inside the body of a musical instrument.
Klaus, that's perfect. If we can play the right melody, we can blow the lid off and get inside. I'm a little rusty, but I'll give it a try.
Oh boy. I remember this sort of stuff from Jak and Daxter. Like Jak 2.
but you'll have to play faster.
Oh god, we gotta play faster. Look at the piano shake. Imagine playing custom songs with this thing.
Now you're getting the hang of it.
Oh
A little
god.
faster.
The piano won't relax. It's like, help. Why'd I played so much Jack and Dexter? Otherwise there wouldn't be so much use of this anymore. And it just
Take out a wire
breaks.
before anyone sees us.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna leave the piano like that? Okay, whatever. You know what? Fine.
I'm sure this will come in handy later. And then all of a sudden the piano just freaking breaks after playing it so dang quick. Yeah, I remember tracking this game down like way back in the day. Like when I first got internet and everything, I was like, oh, you know what? I might as well get The Sims at some point. So I bought The Sims. It was pretty cheap. And I saw this game was also pretty cheap. And they gave me the box and everything. I think it was like 10? And I want to say for this game, maybe a little bit less than that. No, it was. I think it was more like $7. But The Sims was like $3. It was insane. It gave me The Sims copy for the PS2 for like $3. They gave me this for like $7 with the box art and everything. The actual box for the GameCube, the disc. There's no like book in it, but like the rest of it is like mostly just intact completely. I'm like, whoa, this is pretty cool for like that low of a price.
Let's start with the legs of the tripod. These will give me the height that I need. Next is the piano wire. When applied correctly, it will provide rotary motion, allowing the legs to rise and fall. Next are my boots. I'll attach the legs to my boots so I can use them whenever I choose. And last, the straps from the snowshoes. These should hold it all together. Ready for action. I call them the steady stones.
I'd be a bit concerned about the big old rod going into the foot area, but whatever, fine. I just hope we don't poke our feet. Suddenly, like, you just see, like, blood pouring out the bottom of the boot. Some of these hallways are confusing. It's like, which hall am I going down again?
Stilts are useful for circus performers, people with very long arms, and those wishing to reach things they could not ordinarily reach. Try using violet stilts now.
How can Count Olaf expect us to make dinner without any food?
I remember crashing here on the emulator.
From the color and smell, I'd say it's tetrachlorophenyl sodium hydroxide.
What does that mean?
It means you don't want to touch it. We'll need to find another way across.
My stilts should work just fine.
Like, the emulator was just not having it. It's just like, no, thank you. And it's kept on giving me bug errors with it. It's like, this is happening. Should I have an exception to this? Like, yes, just ignore it.
This goop is gross. That steam looks hot. Ouch. To find a way to get Klaus across. Klaus, I've drained the tunnel. Klaus will need to clear out those rats first.
These rats seem meaner than the others. I wonder if they've been affected by the goop.
Acid goop. You think they're terrified. You could be right. Maybe they became stronger but had the acid.
Do you feel like something awful might have happened? You should.
Okay. Whatever game.
My turn.
Demon was like, do it over.
Let us turn from this misfortune and try again.
You literally have to repick that up every single time? That's a bit annoying.
This goop is gross. That steam looks hot.
Because it is. I just drop in the acid right now. But they could just instant killer. It's like, get rid of the lagging parts and it just instant drop.
I need to find a way to get Klaus across. Klaus, I've drained the tunnel.
I'll take it from here. These rats seem meaner than the others. I wonder if they've been affected by the goop. I need to find a way to help Violet get through.
We get rid of the rats.
Violet, you can
Burn them out.
stilts now.
Camera system.
Ugh, I've never smelled anything that disgusting before. Tomatoes are up too high. Sonny, can you help us out?
You stick her in the pipe? Sure. Let's go for it. Stick the little baby in pipe system. We'll do it. This is eat the rat. Yum 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 yum. I do think the rat should be scared of her. Oh, come on. That rat has to have a concussion or something. Like, I just dropped on its head. Like, this baby is almost as strong as Jaws is. Like, it can chew through metal.
Like, if we had to guess on, like, who's Jaws' kid, this is Jaws' kid. Like, if we were told by, like, the developers of the James Bond, like, if Jaws had a kid, who would you guess first? This. Like, this would be the tie-in. Because she can shoot through metal. Now, I know Jaws actually has, like, metal teeth, but it's just so funny.
Who would store their food in a place like this?
And then, after they dealt with the rats, I released the spiders and made them get rid of those too.
Oh, Olaf, you're so clever.
Ahem. Dinner is served. Puttanesca.
What did you call me?
It's pasta. Pasta puttanesca.
Where's the roast beef?
Roast beef?
Philistines! You vex me to my very core. We slave for our art. Have you not seen our suffering? When a group of international actors pauses for nourishment, they expect and deserve better than a pile of mushy chum. They expect and deserve, as the Greeks would say, rôti de bœuf.
But you didn't tell us you wanted roast beef.
But you didn't tell us you wanted roast beef.
That's not fair.
Klaus!
You all saw it. The plate slipped from my hand.
That plate did look slippery.
I felt a gust of wind.
Did someone leave a window open?
You monster.
Lock them away. I grow weary of their miserable faces.
Klaus, are you okay?
No, this isn't our home. We can't stay here.
You're right. How will we get out?
I just swap out the HDMI cable and the dang thing. I wonder if I should use like my NES or SNES HDMI cable on it.
Count Olaf's henchmen are on patrol. You
Because
stay
I
here.
think it's just that
I'll look for
cheap
another way in.
HDMI cable that just kicks out. They just used the one that they gave me with the adapter. What's odd is the one with the splitter doesn't have any problems, like it never kicks out on me. Wonder if I were to swap like the sides on it and see like maybe that would fix it.
What an unpleasant experience. Still, why not try again?
Of course. Let's try again. is this not concerning to anybody living in the neighborhood? With these windows opening and closing this much. And these guys just sitting out here with flashlights, like, searching the whole area, and then, like, the loud, like, siren alarm on top of it.
No good can come of this. Try again.
Like, how is this not sus? Dang it.
Do you feel like something awful might have happened? You should.
Take a look at the secret files and see if there's anything new. Ooh. I don't know exactly where that one is. I guess maybe because he's an actor, he just gets away with a lot of it. Like, they'd probably come over to the house and be asking what's going on, and he's like, look, we're just acting for a new movie. Or a new, like, show. Basically. So, like, everyone is just trying to get their act ready for the new show that's gonna happen pretty soon. It's like, oh, okay. When in reality, it's not. It is just them trying to freaking capture the kids. Wait, what? Who did I get caught by? I'm assuming it's this guy over here.
Foiled again.
Come on, game. It, like, bolted me and, like, past him instead of, like, auto-targeting him. What is the B button here? Oh. Alright. Cool.
What's this?
It's a skeleton key. It should open all the locks in the house.
Let's see if it works on that safe. We'll need to find a key for this.
Sorry, what? You didn't pick up the key? Tomatoes all over the house. Like why there's tomatoes all over. Upstairs, just like, what are all these doing up here? Oh well.
Inheritance law, accidental death of minors, benefits paid to guardian, official and legal documents required.
What does that mean?
It means that if we die, Count Olaf gets our fortune. What are we going to do?
Oh,
Sonny's right. We've got to find a phone and call Mr. Poe. I'm sure there's one somewhere in this house.
Locked from the other side.
The line is dead. We can't call for help. We'll have to get out of here on our own.
Violet, look at this. There's some kind of hatch underneath the fireplace.
Can you open it?
It's sealed shut.
We'll need some weight. A pile of firewood should do. We tie it to a rope and hang it over a levered plank with a bowling ball on the other side. Got all that?
I think so. Firewood, rope, bowling ball. Right?
Exactly. I'll leave my blueprint here for reference.
You know, I wonder if we were to light the firewood on fire, would it gain weight or would it lose weight? Or would it just be the same until it burns so much of it?
The phone doesn't work.
That's an interesting to actually try to test out in science. Like, does fire actually add weight? Or no? So now we need a bowling ball, apparently. You order 66 upon this man. files. Nothing yet for that. Okay. Like the flawless loading in between like areas. In Harry Potter, it just takes so long to get past the loading screens. It's like you're just sitting there like 2 minutes straight waiting for something to happen. I mean, we can't just take a chair. Actually, have to get a bowling ball and firewood. I mean, you can't just take a chair, rip it apart, turn it into firewood.
The critics here ignore the bad reviews. They roll off. The audience adores the bold and dashing Count Olaf. Even while he's in the shower, even while he is resping, no other thespian is his equal at thespian. Oh, that's not in the song.
Ah, it's those vile children Count Olaf adopted.
How dare you interrupt us in the hallowed sanctity of rehearsal?
Time for a new song.
The Wicked Waltz in G minor.
Whenever you're ready.
Great, how am I gonna kill these two? I'm certain G minor, you're not even singing. Ow. Yes, he will.
Violet, would this bowling ball do?
I think it would.
I think I have an idea.
It's my turn.
Can't we just shoot it? Yes.
I'll take it from here.
That'll work.
It's my turn.
Is it good enough? Yeah. Dang it, we need more. Can I activate this at all? No.
We have everything we need. Let's head back to the dining room. We'll need to place the pieces before we can trigger my invention. Let's check the blueprint.
I don't think we need to. But check it anyways.
The phone doesn't work. It's sealed shut.
Yep, and it's gonna stay sealed for a little while. Look for another area that we can interact with. Because I'm trying to get where like we can get all the secrets. Firewood, bowling ball. Right here. Firewood's already up here. Oh. We need the baby. Where are we gonna launch her at?
It's sealed shut. The phone doesn't work.
There's a hole around here.
It's sealed shut.
Okay, so the hole's apparently over here somewhere.
I'll take it from here. The phone doesn't work.
According to the diagram. Oh, wait. There it is.
Turn.
Okay.
That did it. Once we're through that hatch, we're free from this house.
Let's make sure we grab everything we want before we leave.
So that's the end of it. If we were to go through there, we're basically done with all of this. So we need to figure out where the secret stuff is at for the last section.
We can't leave through the front door. Olaf will catch us for sure.
Guess we don't use stilts over there then. Kitchen. Done everything in the kitchen. No idea, I can have something upstairs. What would we not touch that's upstairs? Something in the kitchen that we haven't unlocked. Now we have keys. I don't remember there being any locked things around here.
Klaus will need to clear out those rats first.
I'll take it from here.
It's my turn.
That was difficult to watch.
Difficult to watch? Why'd you watch?
Klaus will need to clear out those rats first.
Getting close to the background. I'll be stopping soon. I just gotta figure out like how to get past this section. Once I get past this section, what I'll do is I'll probably stop the stream and grab some food and then hop on later. So I am getting at the tired point. Even though it's like very early in my time zone.
It's my turn.
I just figured I might as well get this game in at some point to start playing it. I'll probably just leave the GameCube on. Ouch. That way, like, I don't lose my save stuff. And I'll just probably return to it like in the afternoon. Or whenever I do get up. Excuse me? How quickly do these things return?
Fortunately, you are playing a video game, and when terrible things happen, you can go back and try again.
Clear out those rats first.
Fortunately, you are playing a video game.
Klaus will need to clear out those rats first.
I like the fact that he tries to break the fourth wall. Where he's just like, yeah, this is a video game after all. Luckily it is. Otherwise, you'd be completely screwed. Wait, why am I taking to the acid trip areas?
Not good. Not good at all.
I also need to clear out those rats first.
Because the water will only change over here. Okay. So I actually have to travel through as per.
It's my turn.
No matter what. Okay. What the crap, game? Now these pipes are ridiculously quick at reactivating. Crap, game.
I'll take it from here.
Reminds me of playing The Hobbit.
It's my turn.
Okay. Everything the dungeon crap. Huh.
Foiled again.
Oh, you actually had to travel back? to go forward.
How sad. Boo-hoo.
Could try killing all the rats and see if anything does. I think it's just infinite. They just keep spawning. It seems like they're just spawning constantly. So it's not like if you kill so many of them, you'll get something with it. Well, now we know stuff isn't down here to grab.
It's my turn.
So my only other idea is what's in his room. But might as well just check up here. Don't think there's anything you need stilts for up here, but who knows? Ah. We got it. Just need to look up here for that chest. Secret file. What's this? Oh, I know what that is. It's the eye that we saw earlier. this. Is there a way we can access those? Kind of a quick game. No, come on, Decker.
If you are someone who likes to jump ahead of the story and guess at what is about to happen, you might suppose that the Baudelaire orphans were unsuccessful in their escape attempt and that they were thrown straight into a situation even more awful than the last. If that is what you think, you are entirely correct. Count Olaf put the children in his car and took them on what he said would be a pleasant Sunday drive. Drive is a word which here means trapped in front of an oncoming train.
Yikes.
With the doors locked shut and no way to open them, Violet thought up an ingenious invention to get them out of trouble.
If I launch it at just the right time, this device should hit the track switcher.
You'll need to hit it several times to set the train onto a different track. That's it.
I don't like this.
Keep it up.
Oh god, speed is insane. Come on. Nope, can't do it.
I'd like to tell you that because the children were wearing their seat belts, they walked away from the collision with only minor scrapes and bruises.
That's it.
Right, because they're wearing their seatbelts.
Keep it up.
Of course.
Nice shot, Violet.
Oh my god, the insane speeds of this.
Keep it up. Nice shot, Violet. That's it.
But just before it was too late, a magical flying unicorn swept down from the sky and whisked them to safety. Or maybe not.
What?
The children's astonishing
Oh, I thought we failed.
saved them from imminent flattening. Once the danger had passed, Mr. Poe happened by with an assessment of the situation that had almost nothing to do with what was really going on.
Sonny is far too young to be driving an automobile. It's simply not good parenting.
He took the Baudelaire orphans away from Count Olaf. But before he did, he let Olaf have one final moment with the children.
I'll be back again when you least expect it. I am a master of disguise. I can become anyone. I can follow you anywhere, and I'll get my hands on your fortune if it's the last thing I do.
It's the least thing
Well, hello there. I am your Uncle Monty. My goodness, you must be Violet. Do you remember me? Probably not. You were only a baby. Klaus, we've never met. How do you do? And Sonny. Oh, Sonny. You look so much like your mother. But with fangs like a Malaysian pit viper. My goodness.
Now, what do you children know about snakes?
Not very much. Is that what you do? Study snakes?
Yes, well, not just snakes. Herpetology is the study of all reptiles. Come in, come in, come in. There's not much time, and we've got to get ready for Peru.
You're taking us to Peru?
Isn't it exciting? Of course. I'll need to make sure you're up to the task. Peru is no place for amateurs. I've hidden 4 aspiring adventurer trophies in and around my house. If you can retrieve all of them, I'll know you can handle whatever challenges Peru has to throw at you. Follow me outside to get started.
I think we'll stop it there. Alright, let's see what we're gonna rate up. We might do some more of this game later, but right now I'm getting like extremely super tired. Ooh, Benny's playing some Tomb Raider 2. But rate him up. Alright, so later we might continue this game. Hopefully we will. We might even get to the end of it, who knows, but I need to get some food in and get some rest in. We might even do some LEGO Universe at some point. I don't know. It's Sunday, so probably lots of things we're gonna have playing later on. Anyways, see you guys later.